What we really want are the long-term hodlers, the people who buy a company and they hold it for 10, 20, 50 years or more.
Is your expectation that we're going to see all these long-term investors eventually get up the education curve and they will start to allocate very large portions of their portfolios to Bitcoin because of that long-term kind of compounding nature of the asset?
Yes. Well, first of all, bonds are the most obvious stupid investment of this decade, right? I mean, there's no way they're going to keep up with inflation. They may make good short-term trades, so I'm not like 100% anti-ownership of bonds. There are times where bonds are good. In fact, we may see one if oil drops and we head into a recession. At some point, people are going to flock into U.S. Treasuries, and they'll probably do well on a short-term perspective. So these companies, these huge pension funds, endowments, things that have 60-40 or more or a higher percentage of bond allocation than 40%, they're definitely already talking about Bitcoin. They're already talking about their terrible returns. It's really hard to change these systems. These guys have been doing what they've been doing very successfully since the early 80s. It's been a great strategy to be long bonds. So it takes a lot and a lot of committee meetings and a lot of wringing of hands and and conferences and things to get people to switch their policies. But it absolutely will come. I think it starts really small. That's one thing that I'm looking for, by the way. I'm waiting to see these sorts of entrants into the Bitcoin space. I think what we've seen so far from an institutional perspective are trading hedge funds and similar funds that love to go long and short Bitcoin. They love to trade Bitcoin because of its volatility. These are not who we really want in the system to grow the network. What we really want are the long-term hodlers, the people who buy a company and they hold it for 10, 20, 50 years or more. Those are the kind of committees that we want talking about Bitcoin. We want these endowments and these kind of funds to that are long only, essentially, to buy Bitcoin. I think they're going to start out small. They might start out with a 1% allocation, but that will rise over time, especially as the losses on their bond purchases start to build up over time, and inflation continues to be generally high this decade. They're going to realize, like, we are just literally throwing purchasing power away. We're losing so much money with these bonds. We need to go heavier into Bitcoin. So I think that's coming. I think it's going to take, though, many, many years until that's a common thing and not too scary for a lot of these traditional pension funds and endowments.